Have you ever wondered what was going on behind the dazzling smiles of old Hollywood's brightest stars? Despite their fame and fortune, many of these legends fought their battles in silence. But what did they hide from the public eye? In this video, we'll take a closer look at 20 old Hollywood stars who struggled with mental illness while maintaining their glamorous public personas.
From classic movie icons to unforgettable stars of the silver screen, their stories are often overlooked. Despite the bright lights and the cameras, many were living with deep personal struggles, often in silence, away from the prying eyes of the press. So, what happened behind the scenes? Stay with us as we uncover the hidden battles of some of Hollywood's biggest stars. 1. Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney was known for her stunning beauty and her iconic roles in films like Laura and Leave Her to Heaven. However, behind her glamorous image, Tierney faced deep emotional struggles. Her personal life was marred by sadness after the birth of her daughter, who was born with a mental disability, which led to her emotional and psychological decline. Tierney also endured a miscarriage and a troubled relationship with her first husband. These personal tragedies exacerbated her existing struggles with depression and anxiety. At the height of her fame, she was committed to a psychiatric hospital, though her condition remained a well-kept secret. Her career and public persona were largely unaffected by her private pain, yet the scars of her emotional turmoil were always present. What factors contributed to Gene Tierney's decision to remain silent about her mental health struggles, and what impact did that have on her career? 2. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher's struggles with mental health were perhaps one of the most openly discussed in Hollywood, but that wasn't always the case. Known for her role as Princess Leia in Star Wars, Fisher spent much of her early career battling with undiagnosed bipolar disorder, which was later publicly acknowledged. Fisher also dealt with addiction, self-destructive behaviors, and the pressure of living up to the public's expectations. Her mental health issues were hidden behind the fame and the bright lights of Hollywood until she became an advocate for mental health later in life. Fisher's willingness to speak candidly about her experiences with bipolar disorder and addiction helped break down the stigma surrounding mental illness, opening up much-needed conversations within the entertainment industry. How did Carrie Fisher's openness about her struggles influence others in Hollywood to speak more freely about mental health? 3. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was a method actor known for his intense performances, particularly in films like From Here to Eternity and A Place in the Sun. However, behind his brooding persona, Clift faced an array of emotional challenges, particularly following a horrific car accident in 1956. The crash left him physically scarred and emotionally shattered. Clift was never the same after the accident, and his mental health spiraled downward as he struggled with depression, anxiety, and an increasing dependency on alcohol and drugs. Despite his battles, he continued to act, though his troubled behavior on set was often a sign of his inner turmoil. His mental health struggles, including his depression and substance abuse, were largely kept hidden from the public eye until after his death. What might have been different in Montgomery Clift's career if he had received proper mental health care during his darkest moments? 4. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh, best known for her unforgettable portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, had a life far more complex than her portrayal of the Southern Belle would suggest. Leigh struggled with bipolar disorder, experiencing intense periods of mania followed by debilitating depression. Throughout her life, she faced several personal and professional challenges that exacerbated her mental health issues, including a troubled marriage to actor Laurence Olivier. During this time, Leigh's behavior would often raise eyebrows, yet she managed to keep her illness largely private, especially during her most manic episodes. Her mental health battles, however, contributed to her emotional instability and, at times, her performances. In what ways did Vivien Leigh's mental illness influence the way she approached her most iconic roles? 5. Bette Davis. Bette Davis was one of Hollywood's most formidable actresses, known for her sharp wit, commanding performances, and unyielding personality. However, Davis also battled depression and anxiety for much of her life. While she kept up a brave face for her adoring fans, the intense emotional pain she experienced sometimes seeped through in her performances, revealing a vulnerability that would later be attributed to her struggles with mental illness. Her tumultuous relationships, including her difficult marriage to her first husband and her complicated relationship with her daughter, were often sources of her emotional distress. Davis's determination to continue working despite her internal battles demonstrated her incredible resilience, but it also highlighted the harsh toll that fame and personal pain can have on an individual. How did Bette Davis's battles with mental illness influence the depth and complexity of the characters she portrayed? 6. Judy Garland. Judy Garland's story is one of both immense talent and profound tragedy. Known for her roles in The Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born, Garland's career was marred by the pressures placed on her from a young age. As a child star, she was subjected to harsh studio practices that included being put on amphetamines to keep her energy up, which later contributed to her lifelong struggles with addiction. Garland was also diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety, though this was rarely discussed in public at the time. As she battled with mental illness, she found solace in substance abuse, and her emotional struggles led to numerous breakdowns, erratic behavior, and time spent in psychiatric institutions. Despite her pain, Garland remained a beloved figure, though her struggles ultimately contributed to her early death at age 47. Could Judy Garland's talent and career have flourished even more if the entertainment industry had offered better mental health support during her early years? 7. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth, one of the biggest stars of the 1940s, is perhaps best known for her roles in Gilda and CoverGirl. While she was adored for her beauty and grace, Hayworth's later years were marked by an increasingly severe struggle with mental illness, particularly Alzheimer's disease. At the time, her diagnosis was not widely known, and she continued to work and make public appearances despite her declining mental health. The impact of this illness on her public life was profound, and it led to her eventual retreat from the spotlight. Hayworth's struggles were kept hidden, and only after her death did the public learn about the extent of her mental health battles. How did Rita Hayworth's battle with Alzheimer's impact her legacy, and how she was remembered by the public? 8. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, one of the greatest crooners in music history, battled with mental health issues throughout his life. Though he didn't speak publicly about his struggles with anxiety and depression, those close to him were well aware of his emotional struggles. Sinatra was known for his volatile moods and self-destructive tendencies, which were exacerbated by his personal life and the pressures of fame. What toll did the pressures of being a superstar take on Sinatra's mental well-being? 9. Clara Bow. Clara Bow, the it girl of the 1920s, was known for her vivacious personality and beauty. However, beneath her public image, Bow struggled with severe mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. Her career was marred by personal struggles, including a tumultuous relationship with her mother who had a history of mental illness. Bow's battles with mental health caused her to retreat from the public eye, and she eventually left Hollywood altogether. Was Clara Bow's decision to leave Hollywood related to her struggles with her mental health? 10. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, had a well-documented struggle with mental health. Monroe was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety, and her mental health was often overshadowed by her public persona as a glamorous sex symbol. She spent time in psychiatric hospitals and underwent various treatments throughout her life. Monroe's tragic death in 1962 remains one of Hollywood's most debated mysteries, with many speculating that her mental health struggles contributed to her untimely passing. What might have happened if Marilyn Monroe had received more support for her mental health? 11. Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes, a legendary businessman, aviator, and film producer, is often remembered for his eccentric behavior and intense reclusiveness. Hughes struggled with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, which worsened as he got older. His obsessive tendencies were not well understood at the time, and he became more withdrawn from the public eye. Hughes's mental health issues affected both his business ventures and personal relationships, leading to a life marked by loneliness and paranoia. Could Howard Hughes have avoided the extreme isolation if his condition had been properly addressed? 12. Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby, the beloved singer and actor, was known for his cheerful persona, but behind the scenes he struggled with deep depression. Crosby's mental health was overshadowed by his success, but those closest to him knew about his battles. His troubled relationship with his children and his tumultuous marriage to actress Dixie Lee was impacted by his emotional struggles. Did Bing Crosby's career success mask the emotional turmoil he experienced in private? 13. Lana Turner. Lana Turner was one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars, but she also faced significant mental health challenges. Turner struggled with depression and anxiety, particularly in the aftermath of personal tragedies, including the murder of her lover, Johnny Stompanato, at the hands of her daughter. Turner kept her struggles largely private, continuing to work and maintain her public image despite the turmoil in her personal life. What role did Lana Turner's emotional pain play in shaping her on-screen performances? 14. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, one of Hollywood's most renowned actresses, battled with various mental health issues throughout her life, including depression and anxiety. Her personal life was filled with tumultuous marriages and relationships, which contributed to her mental health struggles. Despite her pain, Taylor remained an iconic figure in Hollywood, and she was able to use her fame to advocate for issues like HIV/AIDS awareness in later years. How did Elizabeth Taylor's mental health affect her relationships and career choices? 15. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper, the classic Hollywood leading man, was known for his stoic persona and strong presence on screen. However, in private, Cooper battled with anxiety and depression, particularly as he aged. His struggles were rarely discussed publicly, and he maintained his image as a strong, silent type throughout his career. Did Gary Cooper's struggles influence the types of roles he took on during his career? 16. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, the legendary actress known for her roles in Mildred Pierce and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, suffered from anxiety and depression throughout her life. Crawford's mental health struggles were compounded by a difficult childhood and later by her infamous relationship with her children. Despite her pain, Crawford maintained a public image of strength and resilience. Could Joan Crawford have been more transparent about her mental health struggles? And would it have changed public perception of her? 17. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly, the elegant actress who became Princess of Monaco, struggled with anxiety and depression throughout her life. Despite her outward calm and grace, Kelly's mental health was often tested by the pressures of her royal duties and her highly public life. Her mental health struggles were largely kept private, and she continued to fulfill her royal duties with grace despite the emotional turmoil she faced. How did Grace Kelly manage the pressure of being both a Hollywood star and a princess? 18. James Dean. James Dean, the rebellious star of Rebel Without a Cause, became a symbol of youth, angst, and alienation. While his life was cut short in a car crash at the age of 24, Dean's personal life was marked by emotional struggles, including depression and anxiety. He kept his battles with mental illness hidden, focusing instead on his career and his image as a troubled but charismatic young star. How might James Dean's legacy have been different if his struggles with mental health had been more widely known? 19. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman, the The Swedish-born actress, known for her roles in Casablanca and Notorious, struggled with periods of depression throughout her life. Despite her strong on-screen presence, she often battled with loneliness and anxiety off-screen. Bergman's emotional challenges were compounded by her difficult personal life, including her publicized affair with director Roberto Rossellini. Was Ingrid Bergman's mental health a driving force behind her intense, emotive performances? 20. Tyrone Power. Tyrone Power, the heartthrob of the 1930s and 1940s, faced emotional struggles later in his life. Power battled with anxiety and depression, particularly after his career began to decline. His mental health issues were not openly discussed during his lifetime, and he continued to work until his sudden death in 1958. Did Tyrone Power's emotional pain influence his decision to take on more dramatic roles later in his career? These stories remind us that even the brightest stars have their struggles. How many of these battles were you unaware of? If you found these hidden truths fascinating, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more untold stories from the world of old Hollywood. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
What if I told you that some of Hollywood's most beloved black actors, the ones who lit up the screen with charm, power, and passion, were living double lives? While the world saw confident stars at the peak of success, behind the cameras they were hiding a truth that could have ended their careers overnight. In an industry that worshipped image but punished honesty, these actors chose silence to survive. Here are 25 black actors who hid they were gay. 25. Colman Domingo. Colman Domingo's charm and talent made him one of the most respected actors of his generation. But for years, he kept his private life far from the spotlight, choosing subtlety over public confessions. As Hollywood slowly evolved, he began to live more openly, showing that strength isn't about hiding, it's about owning your truth. Today, he inspires others by proving that authenticity and success can shine side by side. 24. Tituss Burgess. Tituss Burgess lit up screens with his bold humor and unforgettable personality, yet his journey wasn't always so bright. Early in his career, he faced constant pressure to tone down his true self just to fit in. But instead of shrinking, he doubled down on his authenticity. Through confidence and laughter, he turned what once made him different into his greatest power, breaking barriers for countless others to follow. 23. Andre Leon Talley. Andre Leon Talley lived a life wrapped in luxury, power, and poise. Behind the grand capes and larger-than-life personality, there was a man who fought silently for acceptance in both fashion and identity. His influence shaped how the world saw beauty, even when it didn't see him clearly. He carried his truth with elegance, proving that style isn't just about fabric, it's about courage stitched into every choice. 22. Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes was known for her sharp wit long before she revealed her truth. Comedy became her shield, a way to laugh through fear and expectation. When she finally stepped into the light, she did it with the same fearless humor that built her career. Her openness didn't just redefine her, it empowered others to speak freely, showing that honesty, no matter how late, always finds its perfect punchline. 21. Billy Porter. Billy Porter's journey from Broadway to global fame came with years of silence and survival. Before the world saw the fierce gowns and bold confidence, there was pain behind closed doors. His rise wasn't just about talent, it was about reclaiming power stolen by fear. When he finally embraced his truth, the world didn't just applaud his performances, it celebrated his liberation, turning him into a symbol of unapologetic pride. 20. Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels built his empire by telling stories Hollywood once avoided, but his own story carried quiet struggles. Before success, he faced rejection, ridicule, and a system that punished honesty. Yet every film he created held pieces of his truth, raw, emotional, and brave. His success became his rebellion, a reminder that those who are silenced often return louder, rewriting the narrative that once tried to erase them. 19. Michel Ndegeocello never followed the rules of fame. Her music blended soul, poetry, and pain, revealing emotions that words alone couldn't. Though she rarely spoke about her personal life, her art whispered truths about love and identity. She challenged gender norms and the music industry's expectations with quiet defiance, proving that visibility doesn't always mean noise. Sometimes it's the silence that makes a statement last forever. 18. Jared Carmichael. Jared Carmichael's humor was always brutally honest, but the most powerful truth came when he stopped hiding behind the jokes. His confessional storytelling turned stand-up into self-healing, transforming vulnerability into art. When he came out publicly, he didn't make it dramatic. He made it real. His courage redefined what comedy could be. Not just laughter, but truth spoken aloud, even when it trembles. 17. Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis had one of the smoothest voices in music history, filling decades with timeless love songs. But behind that romantic sound, he lived quietly, guarding a part of himself from public judgment. In an era when honesty could destroy a career, he chose silence as protection. Years later, he spoke openly about who he was, reminding everyone that love, no matter who it's for, was always the real melody. 16. Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis was more than an Olympic hero. He was a symbol of perfection, grace, and pride. But with fame came endless rumors about his sexuality, shadowing his victories with whispers. He rarely addressed them, focusing instead on excellence and discipline. While many tried to label him, he showed that greatness isn't defined by gossip. His story became one of quiet endurance and strength in the face of relentless speculation. 15. Luther Freeman. Luther Freeman rose to fame as a fitness guru and actor, admired for his discipline and energy. Yet behind his confident smile, there were layers of mystery surrounding his private life. He kept it guarded, not out of shame, but because the world still demanded explanations it didn't deserve. His quiet strength showed that authenticity doesn't always need an audience. It needs peace, and that's something he never compromised. 14. Bessie Smith. Bessie Smith, the Empress of the Blues, lived life on her own terms. Her voice was thunder, her presence unforgettable. But in a time when her desires were considered scandalous, she hid her relationships with women behind smoky bars and whispered songs. Her defiance came through music, where her passion spoke louder than secrets ever could. She didn't just sing the blues, she lived them with fearless fire. 13. RuPaul. RuPaul turned drag into an empire, but his rise came through years of rejection and hiding. Before fame, he battled criticism from both Hollywood and his own community. When he finally embraced his full identity, the world had no choice but to follow. His story became proof that visibility can be power, and that self-expression, once mocked, can reshape culture itself. RuPaul didn't just come out, he took over. 12. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry built an empire from pain, turning personal struggles into billion-dollar success. But behind the laughter of Medea and the stories of redemption, he faced endless speculation about his sexuality. He never confirmed nor denied, choosing to protect what little privacy fame hadn't taken. While others debated, he stayed focused on his work, proving that silence can be strength, and that some truths belong only to the person living them. 11. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah's strength and charm made her a powerhouse in music, film, and television. For years, she avoided conversations about her personal life, focusing instead on her craft. Hollywood speculated endlessly, but she stayed silent, choosing dignity over gossip. When she eventually spoke through action, not words, it was clear. Her confidence came from living truthfully on her own terms. She became proof that real queens don't explain, they reign. 10. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor shocked audiences not just with his raw humor, but later with confessions that challenged everything fans thought they knew. Behind the jokes was a man wrestling with chaos, love, and identity. His honesty, though messy, was revolutionary. At a time when vulnerability was mocked, he made truth part of his comedy. His legacy showed that even pain, when faced head-on, can spark laughter, healing, and understanding. 9. Tracy Chapman. Tracy Chapman's voice carried soul, struggle, and silence. Her music spoke about justice and freedom, yet her private life remained untouchable. Rumors about her relationships floated quietly, but she never fed them. Instead, she let her art speak for her, a blend of tenderness and quiet defiance. In an industry obsessed with exposure, she stayed mysterious, showing that some of the most powerful statements are the ones left unspoken. 8. Don Lemon. Don Lemon spent years hiding his truth behind the news desk, aware that one confession could end everything. But as his career grew, so did his courage. When he finally opened up, he didn't just free himself, he shifted the narrative for countless others watching. His confidence on air became more than professionalism. It was authenticity. He proved that visibility can inspire strength far beyond the television screen. 7. Alvin Ailey. Alvin Ailey's art told stories of movement, pain, and liberation. Through dance, he expressed emotions he couldn't say aloud. Behind the graceful choreography was a man burdened by fear in a time of silence. He used his art as both mask and message, shaping modern dance forever. His legacy wasn't just in motion. It was in courage, reminding the world that even hidden truths can move. Hearts and change history. 6. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett once embodied success, a talented actor, singer, and symbol of representation. But before fame, he endured years of quiet struggle with identity and acceptance. His later controversies overshadowed that story, yet they couldn't erase his earlier courage. At his core, he was a man searching for belonging in an industry that often punishes honesty. His journey remains a reminder that visibility comes with both light and shadow. 5. Ethel Waters. Ethel Waters was a force long before Hollywood welcomed women like her. She broke barriers as a singer and actress, but behind her powerful voice lay a secret life of forbidden love. In a world that demanded silence, she balanced faith, fame, and fear with remarkable grace. Her story wasn't just about survival, it was about resilience. She taught future generations that even in silence, love finds its own rhythm. 4. Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams was Hollywood's symbol of smoothness, confident, charming, and irresistible. But his mysterious comments about fluidity made fans question what lay beneath the cool exterior. Whether he meant to or not, he challenged rigid definitions of masculinity long before it was common. Through effortless style and quiet rebellion, he became more than a star. He became a statement, proving that confidence and openness can coexist beautifully. 3. Raymond St. Jacques. Raymond St. Jacques walked so others could run. One of the first black actors to play strong, intelligent roles on screen, he carried himself with unmatched dignity. But what few knew was the secret he guarded behind that composure. Years later, his truth surfaced quietly, showing the weight he carried during Hollywood's most judgmental era. His courage, silent but steady, helped carve a path for generations to live freer. 2. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross's voice defined romance. Every note sounded like love itself, yet the man behind those songs lived with loneliness few could imagine. Afraid that honesty might destroy his image, he buried his truth in his music. His heartbreaks became lyrics, his longing became melody. Even without public confession, his art revealed everything: tenderness, vulnerability, and the quiet pain of loving in the shadows. His silence still sings today. 1. Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier was the definition of dignity and class, the first black man to win an Oscar and change Hollywood forever. But behind the charm, rumors of secret love and hidden identity followed him for decades. Whether true or not, they revealed the price of perfection in an era built on fear. Poitier's strength wasn't just in his acting, it was in the grace with which he carried mystery and truth. These actors weren't just fighting for roles, they were fighting for the right to exist without fear or shame. Their silence spoke volumes about the world they lived in, and their courage still echoes today. So, how many more untold stories are still buried in Hollywood's glittering past? If you want the truth behind fame, power, and the secrets the industry tried to erase, make sure to hit subscribe, because what's coming next will shock you even more. 15. Lil Nas X. When Montero Lamar Hill burst onto the music scene with Old Town Road, few could have predicted the cultural impact he would have beyond just topping charts. In June 2019, at the peak of his meteoric rise, Lil Nas X courageously came out as gay through a series of Twitter posts, making him the first openly gay rapper to achieve a #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. His decision to live authentically has revolutionized hip-hop culture, a genre historically known for its homophobic undertones. Through his bold music videos, unapologetic social media presence, and Grammy-winning artistry, he's shattered barriers and created space for LGBTQ+ representation in rap music. His influence extends beyond entertainment, inspiring countless young people to embrace their authentic selves while challenging the music industry's long-standing prejudices. 14. Lena Waithe. Lena Waithe has transformed television through her groundbreaking storytelling and unwavering commitment to authentic representation. As the mastermind behind shows like Master of None and The Chi, she made history in 2017 by becoming the first black woman to win an Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing for a Comedy Series. Her acceptance speech, where she encouraged LGBTQ+ youth to live their truth, became a defining moment in television history. Beyond her creative achievements, Waithe has consistently used her platform to amplify marginalized voices, particularly within the Black LGBTQ+ community. Her production company, Hillman Grad Productions, continues to champion diverse narratives that challenge mainstream media's limitations. Through her work, she's proven that authentic storytelling not only entertains, but also creates meaningful social change and cultural understanding. 13. Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean's 2012 Tumblr letter about his first love being a man sent shockwaves through the music industry, particularly within hip-hop and R&B circles, where such openness was virtually unheard of. The Grammy-winning artist's vulnerability in sharing his truth marked a pivotal moment for LGBTQ+ representation in black music culture. His critically acclaimed albums, Channel Orange and Blonde, explore themes of love, sexuality, and identity with poetic honesty that resonates across all communities. Ocean's artistic integrity and refusal to conform to industry expectations have earned him respect from peers and fans alike. His influence extends beyond music, inspiring other artists to embrace authenticity over commercial pressures. Despite maintaining a relatively private lifestyle, his courage to share his story continues to impact young LGBTQ+ individuals who see themselves reflected in his art and journey towards self-acceptance. 12. Willow Smith. Growing up in the spotlight as the daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow Smith has carved her path as both an artist and advocate. In 2019, she openly discussed her attraction to all genders, identifying as part of the LGBTQ+ community and becoming a vocal supporter of sexual fluidity. Her music, spanning from pop to alternative rock, often explores themes of self-discovery and authenticity. Through her family's platform, Red Table Talk, she's facilitated important conversations about identity, mental health, and acceptance within the Black community. Her Generation Z perspective brings fresh energy to LGBTQ+ advocacy, particularly in addressing intersectionality between race and sexuality. Willow's openness about her journey has encouraged other young people to explore their identities without fear, while her artistic expression continues to push boundaries and challenge conventional expectations about sexuality and gender norms. 11. Wanda Sykes. Comedian Wanda Sykes transformed her revelation into a powerful platform for LGBTQ+ advocacy when she publicly came out as a lesbian in 2008. Her decision was sparked by her opposition to California's Proposition 8, which banned same-sex marriage, demonstrating how personal identity can fuel political activism. Through her stand-up comedy, television appearances, and writing, Sykes has consistently challenged stereotypes while providing representation for Black lesbian women in entertainment. Her humor tackles difficult subjects with intelligence and wit, making important social issues more accessible to mainstream audiences. As a wife and mother, she's also broken down barriers about LGBTQ+ families, showing that love and family come in many forms. Her Emmy-nominated work and fearless approach to comedy have paved the way for other LGBTQ+ comedians, while proving that authenticity enhances rather than limits artistic expression and commercial success. 10. RuPaul. RuPaul Charles stands as perhaps the most recognizable face of drag culture worldwide, having transformed from underground performer to mainstream television phenomenon. Through RuPaul's Drag Race, which has earned multiple Emmy Awards, he's brought drag artistry into millions of homes while celebrating LGBTQ+ creativity and resilience. His impact extends far beyond entertainment. He's created a platform where queer artists can achieve fame, financial success, and cultural influence. RuPaul's philosophy of self-love and authenticity has resonated across generations, making him a spiritual guide for many in the LGBTQ+ community. His business acumen has proven that queer content can be both culturally significant and commercially successful, opening doors for countless other LGBTQ+ creators. Through his work, he's challenged society's perceptions of gender, beauty, and performance, while building an empire that celebrates the transformative power of drag as both an art form and a form of resistance. 9. Billy Porter. Billy Porter's journey from Broadway stages to Hollywood red carpets exemplifies the power of perseverance and authentic self-expression. The Tony and Emmy-winning performer came out at age 14 and has since become one of entertainment's most visible advocates for LGBTQ+ rights. His groundbreaking role as Pray Tell in Pose brought unprecedented visibility to Black gay men during the AIDS crisis, earning critical acclaim and multiple awards. Porter's fearless fashion choices have redefined red carpet expectations, using clothing as a form of artistic expression and gender fluidity advocacy. In 2021, he courageously revealed his HIV-positive status, further demonstrating his commitment to breaking stigmas and promoting health awareness. His multifaceted career spans theater, television, film, and music, proving that authentic self-expression enhances rather than limits artistic opportunities. Through his visibility and advocacy, he continues inspiring others to live boldly and unapologetically. 8. Samira Wiley. Samira Wiley's powerful performances in Orange is the New Black and The Handmaid's Tale have established her as one of television's most compelling actresses while providing crucial LGBTQ+ representation. Her portrayal of Poussey Washington became a cultural touchstone, highlighting the experiences of Black lesbian women within the prison system and beyond. Wiley's real-life love story with writer Lauren Morelli, whom she met on the Orange set, has become an inspiration for many LGBTQ+ couples. Their 2017 wedding celebration showcased Black lesbian love in mainstream media, challenging traditional representations of romance and marriage. Through her advocacy work and public appearances, Wiley consistently champions LGBTQ+ rights while addressing the unique challenges faced by queer women of color. Her career choices reflect a commitment to meaningful storytelling that amplifies marginalized voices, proving that representation matters both on screen and behind the scenes in creating authentic, impactful, entertainment. 7. Karamo Brown. Karamo Brown made television history in 2004 as the first openly gay black man cast on MTV's The Real World Philadelphia, breaking barriers in reality television representation. His later role as the culture expert on Netflix's Queer Eye reboot has allowed him to reach millions of viewers worldwide, promoting acceptance and understanding across cultural divides. As a licensed social worker, Brown brings professional expertise to his television work, addressing mental health, family dynamics, and personal growth with genuine compassion. His best-selling book, Karamo, My Story of Embracing Purpose, Healing, and Hope, details his journey through addiction, fatherhood, and self-acceptance. Through his platform, he's addressed important issues affecting the Black LGBTQ+ community, including family acceptance and mental health stigma. Brown's approach combines entertainment with education, using his visibility to promote healing and understanding while challenging stereotypes about Black masculinity and LGBTQ+ identity. 6. Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox has revolutionized transgender representation in mainstream media while becoming one of the most influential advocates for transgender rights. Her Emmy-nominated performance as Sophia Bursette in Orange is the New Black marked the first time a transgender woman was nominated for an Emmy in an acting category. Beyond her groundbreaking acting career, Cox has used her platform to educate the public about transgender issues, speaking at universities, conferences, and media appearances worldwide. Her documentary work, including The T Word and Laverne Cox Presents The T Word, has provided crucial visibility for transgender youth and adults. As a Black transgender woman, Cox has specifically addressed the intersectionality of racism and transphobia, highlighting the unique challenges faced by transgender people of color. Her activism has contributed to increased awareness, policy changes, and cultural shifts in how society understands and accepts transgender individuals, making her a trailblazer whose impact extends far beyond entertainment. 5. Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash surprised fans and media alike when she married singer Jessica Betts in 2020, embracing love without labels or lengthy explanations. The Emmy-nominated actress and comedian, known for roles in Claws and When They See Us, has always been authentic about her journey of self-discovery. Nash's approach to her sexuality is refreshingly straightforward. She fell in love with a person, not a gender, and chose happiness over societal expectations. Her openness about finding love later in life has resonated with many people who struggle with evolving sexual identity and social pressures. Through social media and interviews, Nash has shown that love can arrive unexpectedly and that authenticity trumps conventional timelines or definitions. Her relationship with Betts has provided visibility for Black women in same-sex relationships, while demonstrating that personal growth and self-discovery can happen at any stage of life, inspiring others to prioritize their happiness and authentic selves. 4. Tevin Campbell, R&B sensation Tevin Campbell, whose smooth vocals defined the 1990s with hits like Can We Talk and I'm Ready, finally confirmed his sexuality in 2022 after decades of speculation. The singer, who rose to fame as a teenager, working with music legends like Quincy Jones and Prince, had long faced rumors about his personal life while navigating an industry that wasn't always welcoming to LGBTQ+ artists. Campbell's confirmation came during an interview where he discussed the challenges of being a young Black gay man in the music industry during the height of his career. His courage to speak his truth later in life has resonated with fans who grew up listening to his music and with other LGBTQ+ individuals who understand the pressure to remain closeted for career preservation. Campbell's story highlights the evolution of the music industry and society's growing acceptance, while his classic songs continue to soundtrack lives and remind us that great artistry transcends personal labels. 3. Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe has consistently challenged musical and social conventions through her futuristic artistry and bold advocacy for sexual freedom. In 2018, she publicly came out as pansexual, later identifying as non-binary, using her platform to promote understanding of sexual fluidity and gender expression. Her concept albums and visually striking music videos explore themes of identity, liberation, and social justice, often featuring LGBTQ+ storylines and characters. Monet's dirty computer era particularly celebrated queer love and sexuality, providing representation that was both artistic and unapologetically joyful. Through her Wonderland Art Society, she supports emerging LGBTQ+ artists and creators, ensuring her impact extends beyond her career. Her advocacy work includes speaking at Pride events, supporting LGBTQ+ legislation, and using her music to address discrimination and promote acceptance. Monet's influence demonstrates how artists can use their creativity to advance social progress while creating commercially successful, critically acclaimed work that resonates across diverse audiences. 2. Don Lemon. CNN anchor Don Lemon's decision to come out in his 2011 memoir, Transparent, marked a significant moment for LGBTQ+ representation in mainstream journalism. As one of the few openly gay black men in primetime news, Lemon has used his platform to address LGBTQ+ issues while maintaining his journalistic integrity and objectivity. His relationship with real estate agent Tim Malone has been celebrated in media coverage, providing a positive representation of black gay couples. Lemon's coverage of LGBTQ+ stories, from marriage equality to transgender rights, brings personal understanding and empathy to his reporting while maintaining professional standards. He's been particularly vocal about the intersection of racism and homophobia, addressing how black LGBTQ+ individuals face unique challenges in both communities. Through his work at CNN and public appearances, Lemon has demonstrated that being openly gay enhances rather than limits his effectiveness as a journalist, inspiring other LGBTQ+ media professionals while providing audiences with authentic, informed perspectives on important social issues. 1. Jason Collins. Jason Collins made sports history in 2013 when he became the first active male athlete in major North American professional sports to publicly come out as gay. The NBA Center's announcement in Sports Illustrated sent shockwaves through the sports world, challenging the hyper-masculine culture of professional athletics. Collins' courage opened doors for LGBTQ+ athletes who had previously remained closeted due to fear of discrimination or career damage. His story highlighted the unique pressures faced by LGBTQ+ athletes, particularly black men in professional sports, where homosexuality was often stigmatized. Following his retirement from basketball, Collins has become an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights in sports, speaking at events and supporting organizations that promote inclusion. His legacy extends beyond his playing career, inspiring a new generation of athletes to live authentically while pursuing their professional dreams. Collins proved that sexual orientation doesn't determine athletic ability or team chemistry, helping to create a more inclusive environment for future LGBTQ+ athletes in professional sports. So, how many of these celebrities surprised you? Behind all the glitz and glamour, their journeys remind us that being true to yourself takes real courage, especially when the world's watching. Their stories aren't just about coming out, but about breaking barriers and living unapologetically. Want to see more untold truths and hidden sides of your favorite stars? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment telling us which story shocked you the most. Don't miss what's coming next, it's even juicier. 15. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was one of the biggest stars in the world, rich, funny, and unstoppable. But behind the fame came whispers of secret gay relationships that nearly tore his reputation apart. In the mid-90s, tabloids exploded after he was caught in a late-night encounter with a transgender woman. He insisted he was only offering a ride, but the rumors took on a life of their own. Hollywood insiders claimed it wasn't the first time he'd been seen with men in private. Friends said he lived in fear of exposure during an era when a gay scandal could destroy careers overnight. Though Eddie never confirmed anything, the gossip became part of his story, proof of how quickly success can turn fragile when fame and secrecy collide. He laughed it off publicly, but those close to him knew the jokes hid a truth he could never say out loud. 14. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry built an empire from nothing, turning his Medea character into a cultural phenomenon. Yet, through all the glitz and money, one thing stayed constant: the gay rumors that followed him everywhere. Insiders whispered that Perry was hiding a long-term relationship with a man, carefully guarded behind his powerful public image. He never addressed it directly, choosing silence over scandal. Some said he feared how the truth might affect his massive church-going audience. Others claimed his privacy was just part of his control over his brand. Despite endless speculation, Perry moved forward with success after success, while quietly keeping his personal life off limits. Behind the laughter and family-focused films, many believed a different story was unfolding, one of a man torn between love, faith, and fame. Whether true or not, the rumors became one of Hollywood's most whispered secrets about its most powerful storyteller. 13. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross had a voice that could melt hearts, smooth, emotional, and full of soul. But behind his music, whispers of a secret gay life followed him for decades. Friends and insiders quietly spoke about how he avoided dating women in public and kept his love life completely private. In an era when being labeled gay could end a career, Luther stayed silent. Some said he was protecting his image, others believed he was protecting the people he loved. Even after his passing, those who knew him best described a man who carried deep loneliness behind his success. His songs about longing and heartbreak suddenly felt more personal, like coded messages from someone who could never fully be himself in the spotlight. Luther Vandross may have never confirmed the rumors, but the emotion in his music hinted at the pain of a truth he couldn't share openly. 12. Shemar Moore. Shemar Moore has always been known as Hollywood's charming heartthrob, the man every woman wanted and every man wanted to be. But even at the height of his fame, rumors swirled that Shemar was hiding secret gay relationships behind closed doors. Paparazzi photos of him vacationing with male friends fueled gossip, and social media often questioned whether his confident, flirtatious public persona was just a smokescreen. Shemar denied the claims, calling them ridiculous. But the stories never truly stopped. Some said he played along with the attention to stay relevant. Others believed he was quietly protecting his privacy in a judgmental industry. Whatever the truth, the constant speculation became part of his Hollywood identity, a man too good-looking, too private, and too smooth to escape the rumors that followed him everywhere. 11. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah revolutionized hip-hop as a powerful female voice, but she spent 3 decades carefully avoiding any direct discussion of whether she's gay. Latifah has been photographed with her longtime female partner countless times, yet she refuses to publicly acknowledge that she's gay or discuss her romantic relationships. Her strategy involves neither confirming nor denying the gay rumors, speaking in vague terms about personal business and privacy without ever saying the words. Industry colleagues have stated that Latifah being gay is common knowledge in Hollywood circles, but she maintains strict control over her public narrative regarding her sexuality. Some critics argue that her silence about being gay sends a damaging message to LGBTQ youth who need visible role models. Others respect her right to privacy about being gay in an industry that devours personal information for profit. Latifah's power and influence mean few media outlets push too hard for answers about whether she's gay, leaving her romantic truth permanently unofficial. 10. Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell burst onto the music scene as a teenage sensation with an angelic voice, but his adult years brought painful scrutiny about whether he was gay. Campbell's career began fading in the early 2000s, just as gay rumors about his sexuality intensified throughout the industry and became impossible to ignore. In 2003, he was arrested in a sting operation involving male undercover officers, an incident that effectively outed him as gay and ended his mainstream career. Campbell retreated from the spotlight, spending years in virtual hiding while the entertainment industry moved on, having been exposed as gay in the most humiliating way possible. The child star who once performed for presidents became a cautionary tale about the cost of being gay and living outside heterosexual norms in the industry. Decades later, Campbell has begun speaking more openly about his journey as a gay man, acknowledging truths he once felt forced to hide. His story reveals the brutal treatment young black gay artists faced when their sexuality didn't fit the industry's narrow expectations. 9. Will Smith. Will Smith constructed one of the most wholesome images in Hollywood, but whispers about secret gay relationships have shadowed his seemingly perfect marriage for years. Rumors about Smith being gay or bisexual and his alleged gay relationship with actor Dwayne Martin became so persistent that both men repeatedly denied any romantic involvement. Former associates, including actress Alexis Arquette before her death, made public claims about Smith's hidden gay affairs with men throughout Hollywood. Smith's open marriage arrangement with Jada Pinkett Smith, eventually confirmed by both parties, added fuel to speculation about whether Will was secretly gay or exploring gay relationships. Stories about young male assistants and suspicious late-night activities have circulated in Hollywood for decades, with some insisting Smith has been living as a closeted gay man. Smith's aggressive heterosexual image, built on action films and a picture-perfect family, makes the gay rumors even more explosive and damaging. Whether truth or fiction, the allegations that he's gay refuse to disappear, becoming permanent fixtures in discussions of his legacy. 8. Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx's Oscar-winning talent couldn't shield him from persistent gay rumors about secret affairs with men that have circulated for years throughout Hollywood. Industry insiders have long whispered about Foxx having gay relationships with powerful Hollywood figures that allegedly went beyond friendship or professional collaboration. His bachelor lifestyle and refusal to remarry after his divorce added ammunition to speculation about whether Foxx was secretly gay. Former friends have occasionally made cryptic social media posts suggesting knowledge of Foxx's hidden gay relationships with men in the entertainment industry. Foxx maintains absolute silence on these gay rumors, never addressing them directly, even as they grow louder online and on social media. His recent mysterious medical emergency sparked a new wave of speculation, with conspiracy theorists connecting it to potential gay secrets he might be keeping. Foxx's strategy appears to be complete non-engagement with gay rumors, trusting that his talent and charisma will outlast any gossip about secret gay activities. 7. Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard's controversial public statements and erratic behavior have been accompanied by rumors about secret gay relationships with men behind the scenes. Howard has made bizarre claims about mathematics, philosophy, and reality itself, but questions about whether he's gay add another layer to his complicated public persona. Former partners have hinted at Howard's fluid sexuality and possible gay encounters in interviews, though details remain frustratingly vague and unconfirmed about his sexuality. His multiple marriages and tumultuous relationships with women haven't silenced speculation about gay encounters with men throughout his career. Some industry figures claim Howard's aggressive masculinity and volatile behavior mask deeper confusion about potentially being gay or bisexual. Howard has never directly addressed these specific gay rumors, instead focusing his energy on defending his unconventional theories rather than his sexuality. Whether the gay rumors have any basis or represent baseless gossip remains unclear, but they've become inseparable from his complex legacy. 6. Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams embodied smooth sophistication as Lando Calrissian and a generation's romantic ideal, yet his comments about gender fluidity sparked decades of speculation about whether he was gay. Williams once stated that he sees himself as containing both masculine and feminine energy, a remarkably progressive statement that many interpreted as him potentially being gay. His suave ladies' man image made these statements particularly shocking, causing fans to question everything and wonder if Williams was secretly gay. Williams later seemed to walk back his comments about gender identity, claiming misinterpretation, but many still wondered if he was concealing being gay. Industry veterans have whispered for years about Williams's private life being far more complex than his public persona suggested, with some claiming he had gay relationships. His 3 marriages and children didn't stop speculation about gay affairs with men throughout his long career in Hollywood. Williams's legacy exists in a fascinating space between traditional masculinity and something far more fluid, leaving the question of whether he was gay forever unanswered. 5. Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan built his comedy career on outrageous jokes about sex and relationships, but rumors about his own hidden gay affairs with men have persisted for years. Morgan's history of homophobic comedy material, including controversial statements about gay people, raised questions about whether he was protesting too much about being gay himself. Some industry figures suggest Morgan's aggressive heterosexual comedy and anti-gay material were compensation for private gay realities he couldn't publicly acknowledge. Former associates have occasionally hinted at knowledge of Morgan's secret gay encounters, though concrete evidence remains elusive and denied by Morgan. Morgan's near-fatal accident and subsequent recovery brought new attention to his personal life and longtime marriage, temporarily quieting gay rumors. The disconnect between his public persona and whispered private truth about potentially being gay creates a complicated portrait of a man trapped between image and reality. Morgan continues performing without addressing the gay rumors, letting his comedy speak louder than the speculation about his sexuality. 4. Marques Houston. Marques Houston transitioned from child actor to R&B heartthrob, but his career has been dogged by persistent gay rumors about secret relationships with men. Houston's longtime friendship and collaboration with Chris Stokes raised eyebrows, with some suggesting their relationship was actually a gay romance beyond professional boundaries. Allegations about inappropriate behavior in the entertainment group B2K, which Stokes managed, cast shadows over Houston's involvement and fueled gay speculation. Houston has vehemently denied all gay rumors about his sexuality, calling them malicious lies designed to destroy his reputation by falsely claiming he's gay. His marriage to a much younger woman was seen by some as a calculated move to silence the gay gossip once and for all. Former industry figures continue making cryptic comments about Houston's private gay life, keeping speculation alive despite his repeated denials of being gay. The gay rumors have become so intertwined with his public image that many fans simply accept them as truth and believe he's secretly gay. 3. Usher. Usher dominated R&B for decades, but recent years have brought explosive allegations about secret gay affairs with men that threaten his legacy. Lawsuits alleging that Usher exposed partners to herpes included claims from both women and men, forcing uncomfortable questions about whether Usher was gay or bisexual. Industry rumors about Usher's gay relationships with powerful male mentors during his early career have circulated for years among insiders. Some suggest that Usher's connection to certain industry figures involved more than musical guidance and actually involved gay, romantic, and sexual relationships. Usher has consistently denied being gay or anything other than heterosexual, pointing to his marriages and children as proof he's not gay. However, the gay allegations persist, amplified by social media and anonymous industry sources willing to share stories about his alleged gay encounters. Whether a victim of malicious gay gossip or hiding significant truths about being gay, Usher's sexual identity has become a subject of intense public speculation. 2. Noble Johnson. Noble Johnson pioneered black representation in early Hollywood, but his private life and rumored gay relationships with men were carefully protected by the era's black press. Johnson navigated the deeply racist Hollywood system while allegedly maintaining secret gay romantic connections with male partners throughout his career. The black press of the 1920s and 30s knew he was gay but chose protection over exposure, understanding the greater harm that revealing his gay identity would cause. Johnson's success as an actor, producer, and founder of the Lincoln Motion Picture Company made him too valuable to destroy with a gay scandal. Historical researchers have uncovered correspondence and personal connections that suggest Johnson was gay and his romantic life differed significantly from public assumptions. His legacy as a trailblazer remained intact because the community chose solidarity over sensationalism, protecting him from gay exposure. Johnson represents an era when protecting black achievement meant protecting black gay secrets, no matter how personal or controversial. 1. Clarence Muse. Clarence Muse dominated early Hollywood as an actor, composer, and screenwriter, but whispers about secret gay relationships with younger male artists followed him throughout his career. Muse's significant influence in the entertainment community gave him both power and vulnerability, as exposure of being gay could destroy everything he had built. Industry insiders from the 1930s and 40s later recalled Muse's close gay relationships with younger male performers that seemed to transcend mentorship. The black community's protective silence around Muse being gay and his private life allowed him to continue his groundbreaking work without a gay scandal. Muse composed over 200 songs and appeared in over 150 films, achievements that might have been impossible if his gay sexuality had been publicly exposed. His multi-decade career required careful navigation of both racial and sexual politics, concealing his gay identity in an unforgiving industry. Muse's story illustrates how survival in early Hollywood sometimes meant living as a closeted gay man with community protection shielding the truth. Hollywood has always been a place of secrets where image means everything and truth often hides behind closed doors. From whispered gay rumors to careers nearly destroyed by exposure, these stories show how fame can silence even the most powerful voices. So, what other hidden Hollywood secrets are still waiting to be uncovered? Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next story might just reveal a truth no one ever saw coming. What if I told you that some of Hollywood's most talented black actresses, women who lit up the screen with confidence and charm, were living double lives off camera? While the world obsessed over their beauty, fame, and success, they quietly guarded their hearts behind locked doors. Some hid secret marriages, others had forbidden romances, and a few chose to never reveal the truth at all. From mysterious love affairs to shocking relationships that never made the headlines, their private lives were far more dramatic than their movie roles. Here are 25 black actresses who kept their love lives a secret. 25. Viola Davis. Viola Davis has always been the picture of strength and grace, but when it comes to her marriage, she stays quietly devoted. While the world praises her talent and success, Viola and her husband, Julius Tenen, keep their love beautifully private. No drama, no headlines, just two people who built a quiet bond in an industry full of noise. Their silence says everything about real love. 24. Michaela Coel. Michaela Coel, known for her fearless storytelling, lives a life that's the opposite of her bold screen persona. She's never shared much about who she's dating or whether she's in love, and that mystery keeps fans guessing. For someone who lays her soul bare in her art, it's clear her heart belongs to a space only she controls, a rare thing in today's fame-obsessed world. 23. Danai Gurira. Danai Gurira commands attention on screen, but off-camera, she chooses complete privacy. The Black Panther star rarely discusses her love life, and that silence only enhances her aura of strength. She's built her career on talent, not tabloids, and fans respect how she keeps her romantic world sacred while still radiating confidence and grace in everything she does. 22. Lupita Nyong'o. Go Lupita Nyong'o's elegance and charm have made her a global star, yet she remains incredibly discreet about her romantic life. Despite constant speculation, she never confirms or denies rumors. Her focus stays on her work, her advocacy, and her artistry. That quiet control over what she reveals keeps her image untouchable and adds to her almost mythical Hollywood presence. 21. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson speaks openly about identity and individuality, but when it comes to romance, she draws a firm line. Her calm confidence and refusal to explain her relationships make her stand out in an era of oversharing. By choosing mystery, she turns privacy into power, showing that success and self-expression don't have to include every detail of one's love life. 20. Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe has built her image on freedom, fluidity, and creativity, but her love life remains completely her own. Though fans speculate about who she dates, she never confirms anything, focusing instead on spreading messages of self-love and acceptance. Her choice to keep romance private reflects her independence and control, proving that love can thrive quietly, far from public eyes. 19. Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey shines with fearless confidence every time she performs, but when it comes to her romantic life, she turns the volume down. Despite her glamorous image and massive fan base, she rarely shares who she's dating or how she feels about love. This mix of confidence and secrecy keeps her audience guessing, making her both relatable and irresistibly mysterious. 18. Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer may light up screens with her charm and honesty, but she's careful about revealing too much. Even as her fame grew, she learned to keep certain parts of her heart out of the public eye. When she does open up, it's always on her own terms. That balance between openness and mystery makes her one of Hollywood's most grounded stars. 17. Yara Shahidi. Yara Shahidi has become a symbol of grace, intellect, and quiet strength. Still in her 20s, she already knows the value of privacy. Despite being constantly in the public eye, she's never been caught up in dating rumors. She keeps her focus on growth and purpose, proving that young stars don't need a public romance to capture attention or admiration. 16. Zendaya. Zendaya's fame exploded worldwide, yet she manages to keep her personal life surprisingly low-key. Whether walking red carpets or trending online, she never lets her personal world overshadow her career. Every public moment feels intentional, not forced. That quiet control over what she shares has made her one of the most respected and admired women in modern Hollywood. 15. Issa Rae. Issa Rae shocked everyone when news broke that she had secretly tied the knot. No hints, no gossip, just a stunning reveal on her own terms. Her secret marriage became the perfect example of how a celebrity can protect love. From the chaos of fame, Issa proved that real romance doesn't need an audience. Sometimes, silence says everything. 14. Kerry Washington. Kerry Washington has turned privacy into an art form. Even as one of television's most recognizable faces, she kept her marriage to Nnamdi Asomugha a complete secret for years. She avoids gossip, skips public displays, and lets her work do the talking. Her discipline in guarding her personal world gives her an air of quiet power that few Hollywood stars can match. 13. Sanaa. Lathan Sanaa. Lathan's love life has been the subject of endless speculation, yet she never confirms a thing. No matter how many rumors swirl, she stays composed and private. Her ability to keep everyone guessing only makes her presence more magnetic. Sanaa proves that mystery isn't weakness, it's control, and she holds it effortlessly while focusing on her craft and peace of mind. 12. Gabrielle Union. Before she and Dwayne Wade went public, Gabrielle Union quietly built her relationship away from curious eyes. She chose privacy first, wanting to protect something real. Over time, she opened up, but only after the foundation was unshakable. Her story shows that love grows stronger when it isn't rushed or performed for cameras, making her romance one of Hollywood's most admired. 11. Taraji P. Henson. Taraji P. Henson's fiery personality and confidence make her unforgettable, yet when it comes to love, she draws the line. She's spoken about heartbreak but never names names, keeping her emotions sacred. Despite living in the spotlight, she knows when to disappear and protect her peace. That balance between vulnerability and privacy makes her story quietly powerful. 10. Regina King. Regina King's career has always been full of emotion, but her love life remains deeply private. She rarely shares details, even when faced with personal tragedy. Her silence doesn't hide weakness. It shows grace and dignity. Through heartbreak and success, she's shown that privacy can be healing and that not everything beautiful has to be displayed for the world to see. 9. Nia Long. Nia Long has spent decades as one of Hollywood's favorite leading ladies, yet her romantic life remains hers alone. She's been in long relationships, but avoids the pressure of marriage or public explanations. Instead, she celebrates love in her own way, showing that commitment doesn't need labels or validation from anyone but the people who share it. 8. Vivica A. Fox. Vivica A. Fox once had one of the most talked about love lives in Hollywood, but over time, she chose peace over publicity. After a few high-profile relationships, she learned to keep her romantic world private. Now she focuses on self-growth and happiness, rather than headlines. Her calm confidence shows that silence can be the strongest form of power in love. 7. Halle Berry. Halle Berry's relationships were once front-page news, but fame taught her the cost of exposure. After years of public ups and downs, she began guarding her love life carefully. Today, she shares only what feels authentic, keeping her personal world grounded. Halle's quiet confidence proves that even after pain, privacy can bring peace and the freedom to start fresh. 6. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance have one of Hollywood's strongest marriages, yet they've managed to keep it mostly private. Their love isn't built on publicity, but on deep respect and shared faith. Angela rarely discusses their relationship in detail, choosing instead to let their unity speak for itself. That quiet, steady bond is what makes her story so inspiring. 5. Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt was fierce, bold, and unstoppable on stage. But when it came to love, she lived with quiet restraint. Her romances were often whispered about, never confirmed. She carried her heartbreaks with elegance and mystery, refusing to let the world define her. That balance between sensual confidence and guarded tenderness made her one of Hollywood's most unforgettable women. 4. Cicely Tyson. Cicely. Tyson's relationship with jazz legend Miles Davis was both passionate and private. The two shared a deep love, but often kept their bond away from the press. Tyson valued peace over spectacle, and even in her later years, she spoke of love as something sacred. Her quiet dignity turned her story into a lesson on strength, patience, and grace. 3. Diahann Carroll. Diahann Carroll lived a glamorous life filled with success, but her love life stayed in the shadows. She had powerful romances that the world barely knew about, and she liked it that way. Behind her polished image was a woman who loved deeply but privately. Her mystery wasn't a mask, it was protection for a heart that had seen too much. 2. Lena Horne. Lena Horne was a vision of beauty and strength, but she lived in a time when love across racial lines was dangerous. Her long, private marriage to Lenny Hayton, a white musician, was kept quiet to protect both their careers. Despite the pressure and secrecy, their bond endured. Lena's ability to keep love alive in silence made her story both brave and timeless. 1. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge dazzled the world with her elegance, but behind that glow was a life filled with heartbreak and hidden love. Hollywood adored her beauty, but punished her for crossing social boundaries. She loved deeply, often in secret, to protect her reputation. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was survival. Even today, her story stands as a haunting reminder of love sacrificed for fame. So, after hearing all these untold stories, one thing's clear. Fame doesn't always mean the world gets to know everything about you. These women prove that love can be powerful, private, and sometimes even painful. But which of these secret romances surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments, and if you love uncovering hidden Hollywood stories like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next story will leave you speechless. 15. Chadwick Boseman, the man who brought T'Challa to life on the big screen, carried more than just the weight of Wakanda on his shoulders. Chadwick Boseman, the beloved Black Panther star, quietly nurtured a profound love with singer Taylor Simone Ledward that remained largely hidden from the public eye. Their romance began in 2015, blossoming away from the glare of Hollywood's spotlight. While fans speculated about his personal life, Boseman masterfully maintained his privacy, sharing intimate moments with Taylor that only their closest friends knew about. The couple's engagement happened in secret, and their wedding ceremony was an equally private affair, occurring shortly before Boseman's tragic death in 2020. Just as he kept his colon cancer diagnosis hidden, protecting his family from unwanted scrutiny, Boseman shielded his deepest love from public consumption. It was only after his passing that the world learned about the depth of their connection and their sacred union, revealing a man who valued genuine intimacy over public spectacle. 14. Prince. The Purple One's mystique extended far beyond his music and flamboyant stage presence. Prince Rogers Nelson, known simply as Prince, cultivated an aura of mystery that encompassed every aspect of his life, including his romantic relationships. Among his most closely guarded secrets was his deep, transformative relationship with singer Susanna Melvoin. This connection, which profoundly influenced his songwriting and artistic expression, remained completely hidden from public knowledge throughout his lifetime. Those closest to Prince knew that Susanna held a special place in his heart, inspiring some of his most emotionally raw compositions. Their relationship existed in the shadows of his public persona, protected by Prince's notorious need for privacy and control over his narrative. The romance influenced his music in ways that fans could feel but never fully understand, adding layers of meaning to songs that seemed to speak of a love both passionate and forbidden. Only after his unexpected death in 2016 did details of this significant relationship begin to emerge, revealing another dimension of the artist's complex emotional landscape. 13. Whitney Houston. Behind Whitney Houston's powerful voice and radiant smile lay a heart that loved deeply and secretly. While the world knew of her tumultuous relationship with Bobby Brown, few were aware of her private romance with Jermaine Jackson, Michael's older brother. This relationship, which developed during the height of her career, was carefully concealed from both the media and her fan base, existing in stolen moments between recording sessions and tours. The connection with Jermaine represented a different side of Whitney, one that sought solace away from the pressures of her public image. Friends later revealed that this relationship provided her with emotional sanctuary during some of her most challenging professional periods. Their romance was characterized by deep conversations, shared musical interests, and a mutual understanding of the unique pressures that came with fame within legendary musical families. The secret nature of their bond added an element of forbidden love that both complicated and intensified their connection. Only after Whitney's tragic death in 2012 did the full extent of this relationship come to light, painting a more complete picture of the woman behind the voice. 12. Jackie Wilson. The electrifying performer known as Mr. Excitement brought audiences to their feet with his dynamic stage presence and powerful vocals. But his most passionate performance happened away from the spotlight. Jackie Wilson maintained a long-term secret romance with actress and singer Leslie Uggams, a relationship that both treasured but felt compelled to hide due to the social climate of their era. Their love affair spanned several years during the height of both their careers, conducted through clandestine meetings and coded communications. The relationship faced the dual pressures of maintaining their professional reputations while navigating the complex racial and social dynamics of the entertainment industry in the 1960s and 70s. Both Wilson and Uggams feared that public knowledge of their romance could damage their careers and subject them to unwanted scrutiny from fans and industry executives alike. The secrecy added both intensity and strain to their connection, creating a love that burned brightly but remained forever in the shadows. Friends and colleagues suspected the depth of their feelings but respected their need for privacy, becoming unwitting guardians of their secret until both had passed away. 11. Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes gave voice to Black America through poetry that still echoes today. But while he captured the depth of love, pain, and hope on paper, his own love life remained a mystery. Throughout his life, Hughes never acknowledged any romantic partner publicly or privately. That silence sparked endless speculation. Scholars have combed through his letters and poems, searching for clues. Some believe he had secret relationships, possibly with men, but chose privacy in a time when being open could mean losing everything. His poems often spoke of longing and emotional depth, but never named names. Maybe that was the point. Maybe the love he carried couldn't survive in the spotlight. Whatever the truth, Hughes took it with him. All that's left are his words, beautiful, aching, and full of hidden truths. 10. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross had a voice that made millions believe in love. But while he gave the world timeless ballads, he never shared who inspired them. Throughout his life, Luther kept his romantic relationships hidden so well that fans were left guessing even after his passing. Those closest to him say Luther struggled with being open about his sexuality, fearing the backlash from an industry and audience that wasn't ready. As a black male R&B star singing about women and romance, going public could have cost him everything. It wasn't until after he died in 2005 that friends confirmed he was gay and had quietly loved behind the scenes. His most heartfelt song suddenly made even more sense, born from a love he couldn't speak aloud. Luther's silence wasn't shame, it was survival, but it still leaves one wondering, how many of those love songs were written for someone the world never got to know? 9. James Baldwin. James Baldwin was never afraid to speak truth to power. His writing cut deep, challenging racism, injustice, and identity. But when it came to his own love life, Baldwin chose silence. Living as a black gay man during a time when both identities were under fire, he kept his romantic relationships deeply private. Though he spent much of his life in France, where he felt safer, Baldwin never shared names or details about the people he loved. Close friends knew about some of his relationships, but the public never did. His lovers remained nameless, hidden between the lines of his stories. Baldwin believed some things needed protection, not because he was ashamed, but because love deserved peace. In a world where everything else was a fight, maybe his private life was his safe place. 8. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor laid his soul bare on stage. Nothing was off limits. He joked about drugs, mental illness, and even childhood trauma. But the one part of his life he rarely touched? His most intimate relationships. While his multiple marriages made headlines, many of his deeper connections stayed in the dark. Friends say Richard was surprisingly quiet when it came to romance. He could shock an audience with brutal honesty, but when asked about certain lovers, he clammed up. It wasn't fear, it was protection. After living through so much pain, maybe Pryor wanted to keep a little joy just for himself. Some believe he had powerful relationships the public never knew about, including possible same-sex affairs. But he took those truths to the grave. 7. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. was a star who did it all: sang, danced, acted, and broke racial barriers. But behind the spotlight, he was also a man who kept his deepest loves private. Though his public romances, including his marriage to Swedish actress May Britt, made headlines, several of his most meaningful relationships stayed hidden. Those close to Sammy say he protected these private affairs from the media circus that followed him everywhere. Some say it was about race. Others think he just wanted something real, away from cameras and criticism. He had enough battles just being a black man in a white-dominated industry. Sammy knew how to entertain millions, but when it came to love, he kept it quiet. Those private moments, away from flashing lights, were his escape. 6. Monique. Monique has never been one to hold back. She's spoken boldly about Hollywood, body image, and even her open marriage. But surprisingly, there are a few romantic chapters she never let the world read. Behind her tough, unfiltered persona, she carefully guarded certain relationships from public eyes. Those close to her say Monique had private romances that she never brought into the spotlight, not out of shame, but out of wisdom. The entertainment world can twist the most beautiful connections into gossip and scandal. Monique learned to keep what mattered most out of reach. These secret loves grounded her, offering peace in a world that constantly demanded more of her. She protected those relationships fiercely, trusting only a tight circle of friends with the details. 5. Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway's music carried so much soul that it felt like he was crying through the speakers. He had a wife and children, but rumors have always swirled about a secret love, a woman he never named. Someone said to be his emotional anchor during the darkest times. This mystery woman never appeared in public, yet some believe she was behind many of his most heartfelt songs. Donny struggled deeply with mental illness, and people close to him say this secret relationship was one of the few places where he found peace. Why did he hide her? Maybe out of loyalty to his family, or maybe because the industry wasn't a place for complicated truths. Either way, that quiet love was buried with him when he passed in 1979. 4. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge was more than just Hollywood's first black Oscar-nominated actress. She was a symbol of elegance, grace, and tragedy. Publicly, her love life was complicated, including a well-known affair with director Otto Preminger. But there were whispers of a different romance, a secret relationship with a European man she never named. Friends claimed they were deeply in love but had to keep it hidden because of America's strict racial boundaries in the 1950s. Being a black woman, seen openly with a white man, could have destroyed her already fragile career. Instead, Dorothy lived with the pain of separation in silence. That relationship, if real, never saw the light of day, and she never spoke of it, not once. 3. Billy Preston. Billy Preston lit up every stage he touched. From the Beatles to the Rolling Stones, his keyboard magic was legendary. But while his talent was front and center, his love life stayed completely in the dark. For years, Billy avoided personal questions, and no public partner was ever seen by his side. After he died in 2006, close friends hinted that Billy had been romantically involved with men but never felt safe enough to live openly. At the time, being gay in the music industry could cost you everything, especially as a black artist. Some believe he had a long-term partner the public never knew about. Others think he chose solitude over risk. It's sad to think someone so full of life had to hide a piece of his heart. Was he protecting his career, or was he protecting someone he loved? 2. Jesse Owens. The Olympic legend who shattered Adolf Hitler's theories of racial superiority on the world's biggest stage carried himself with quiet dignity throughout his life, including in matters of the heart. Jesse Owens, whose 4 gold medals in the 1936 Berlin Olympics made him an international hero, maintained extraordinary privacy around his romantic relationships beyond his well-known marriage. During his post-Olympic life, Owens navigated complex social and professional pressures as a black athlete, trying to capitalize on his fame in an era of limited opportunities. This challenging landscape influenced his decision to keep certain romantic connections completely private, understanding that any personal scandal could destroy the carefully constructed public image that supported his family and career. Those close to Owens knew that he valued discretion and understood the potential consequences of romantic indiscretions becoming public knowledge. His approach to privacy reflected the careful way he had learned to move through a world that celebrated his athletic achievements while still limiting his opportunities because of his race. The full extent of his romantic life remained private until after his death, when some previously unknown relationships and connections were finally revealed by those who had helped guard his secrets for decades. 1. Harry Belafonte. The king of Calypso, who used his platform to advance civil rights causes while entertaining millions worldwide, maintained remarkable discretion about his private romantic life throughout his long career. Harry Belafonte, whose activism made him a target of government surveillance and industry blacklisting, understood better than most the importance of protecting certain aspects of his personal life from public scrutiny. His romantic relationships outside of his known marriages were conducted with the same strategic thinking he applied to his activism and career moves. Belafonte recognized that any personal scandal could undermine his effectiveness as a civil rights advocate and damage his ability to use his celebrity for social change. This awareness influenced his decision to keep certain romantic connections completely private. Friends and colleagues admired Belafonte's ability to maintain these boundaries while living such a public life dedicated to social justice. His secret relationships provided him with personal fulfillment and emotional support that sustained him through decades of challenging activism and professional pressures. These hidden connections remained protected throughout his life, with those who knew about them understanding the importance of discretion for someone whose public work was too important to risk compromising through personal revelations. Now that you've uncovered these hidden love stories, what does it say about fame, privacy, and the price of living in the spotlight? How many more truths are still waiting to be told behind closed doors? If this surprised you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video and start the conversation. And hey, if you want more eye-opening stories about the stars you thought you knew, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. What secret will we reveal next?
15. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was hailed as the golden voice of the music world, a cultural icon with over 200 million records sold, and the best-selling female artist of all time. Behind her radiant beauty and powerhouse vocals, Whitney harbored love affairs she never dared to reveal publicly. One of the most shocking was her secret romance with Jermaine Jackson, brother of Michael Jackson. Their connection sparked in 1984 during a recording session, despite Jermaine being married. Their bond deepened quietly, with songs like "Nobody Loves Me Like You Do," carrying whispers of their hidden love. The pressures of family expectations and public scrutiny forced them apart as Whitney's fame soared. Alongside this, Whitney shared a secret love with Robin Crawford, her best friend and confidant. Their relationship began early in their careers but was kept under wraps due to the music industry's demand for a pristine image. Whitney's private life remained a mystery until after her death in 2012, when Robin's memoir revealed the depth of their love, and industry insiders confirmed Whitney's romance with Jermaine Jackson. 14. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur, the revolutionary rapper and actor, lived a life filled with intensity and secrecy, especially in his personal relationships. Among his secret lovers was Kidada Jones, daughter of legendary producer Quincy Jones. Their relationship began in the mid-1990s, a turbulent time marked by Tupac's legal troubles and the East Coast-West Coast hip-hop feud. Despite Tupac being legally married to Keisha Morris, his bond with Kidada was deep and genuine. Kidada was one of the few people Tupac trusted, standing by him during his final days. Their romance was kept private, shielded from public view, due to the complexities of Tupac's life and the dangers surrounding him. After Tupac's death in 1996, Kidada rarely spoke about their relationship, honoring the privacy Tupac valued. Their secret love remains a poignant chapter, revealing a vulnerable side to the rapper, often overshadowed by his public persona. 13. Prince. Prince, the musical genius known for his electrifying performances and boundary-breaking artistry, kept his romantic life largely private. One of his most secretive relationships was with Denise Matthews, known as Vanity. Vanity was Prince's protégé and muse during the early 1980s, and their relationship blended professional collaboration with personal intimacy. She was initially cast to star in Purple Rain, but left both the project and Prince under mysterious circumstances. Their romance was intense but hidden from the public, partly due to Vanity's personal struggles and the complex dynamics between them. Despite their breakup, Vanity's influence on Prince's music and image was significant. Prince's love life remained shrouded in mystery, and his affair with Vanity stands as a rare glimpse into the private, emotional world of a man whose public persona was flamboyant yet guarded. 12. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, lived under relentless public scrutiny, yet managed to keep some of his most intimate relationships private. One of his secret loves was actress Tatum O'Neal during the 1980s. Their romance began discreetly after meeting at a Los Angeles party, growing quietly despite Michael's skyrocketing fame. The relationship was kept hidden to protect Michael's privacy and manage his carefully crafted public image. Tatum later hinted at their closeness, but never fully revealed the depth of their bond. This secret affair shows a vulnerable side of Michael, capable of deep affection away from the spotlight. Their love remained a private chapter in the life of a global superstar whose personal life was often a guarded mystery. 11. Nick Stewart. Nick Stewart was a pioneering African-American actor and comedian during Hollywood's segregated era. While his professional achievements are well known, his private life, especially his romantic relationships, remained largely undisclosed. One of his most significant secret loves was with actress Edna Mae Harris. Their romance began in the 1930s when both were navigating the challenges of a racially divided entertainment industry. Despite their public personas, Nick and Edna Mae kept their relationship private to avoid scrutiny that could damage their careers. Their love was a quiet partnership built on mutual respect and shared experiences as Black artists striving for recognition. The secrecy surrounding their romance reflects the social constraints of the time and the need for Black celebrities to protect their personal lives. 10. Rex Ingram. Rex Ingram, a visionary silent film director, shared a complex and secretive partnership with actress Alice Terry, who later became his wife in 1921. Starting as an extra to support her family, Alice's career blossomed under Ingram's direction, starring in many of his acclaimed films such as The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse and The Prisoner of Zenda. Beyond acting, Alice played a crucial behind-the-scenes role, often stepping in to direct when Ingram struggled with mood swings and health issues. Their collaboration blurred professional and personal lines, yet they kept their relationship private in an era when Hollywood gossip could damage reputations. Despite marital challenges and separate living arrangements during shoots, their bond fueled some of the silent era's most memorable films. After Ingram's death in 1950, Alice maintained a discreet life, famously inviting his mistresses to his funeral, reflecting the unconventional nature of their marriage and partnership. 9. Aaliyah. Aaliyah, the R&B sensation known for her smooth voice and style, had a secret and controversial relationship with R. Kelly that remained hidden for years. They met when Aaliyah was just a teenager, and their connection quickly became complicated due to their significant age difference. In 1994, they secretly married, but the marriage was annulled shortly after because Aaliyah was underage. Despite this, their personal and professional ties continued quietly, with R. Kelly producing much of her early work. The secrecy was essential to protect Aaliyah's promising career and public image. This hidden chapter only emerged years later, revealing troubling dynamics behind the scenes. The relationship's secrecy and controversy cast a shadow over Aaliyah's legacy, highlighting the challenges she faced as a young star navigating the music industry's pressure. 8. Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway, a soul music legend, was known for his emotional depth and powerful voice, but he kept his romantic life intensely private. One of his secret loves was fellow singer Roberta Flack. Their relationship went beyond professional collaboration, marked by a deep, emotional, and creative bond that produced iconic duets like Where Is the Love? Despite their closeness, Hathaway's struggles with bipolar disorder and the pressures of fame meant their romance was never publicly discussed. Their connection remained a quiet, powerful force behind their music, known only to close friends and family. Hathaway's tragic death in 1979 left many aspects of his personal life, including his love for Roberta Flack, largely unspoken, preserving the privacy he maintained throughout his career. 7. Barry White. Barry White, the deep-voiced soul legend known for his seductive sound, kept much of his romantic life private despite his public image as a ladies' man. While he fathered numerous children with different women, White's most enduring and secretive relationship was with his longtime partner Glodian James. They married in 1974 but separated in the late 1980s, though they never officially divorced and remained connected until his death. Their relationship was largely shielded from the media, reflecting White's preference for privacy amid his fame. Known for his romantic ballads and lush orchestrations, Barry's personal life was complex, marked by both passionate love affairs and periods of solitude. This blend of public charisma and private intimacy added layers to the man behind the music, whose love life was as rich and mysterious as his sound. 6. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge, the groundbreaking African-American actress and singer, navigated a career and personal life filled with hidden romances and heartbreak. Despite her glamorous public image, Dorothy's love life was complicated by secret affairs, including relationships with influential men in Hollywood and beyond. She married Harold Nicholas, but their marriage was troubled, and she also had a long-term affair with director Otto Preminger, who helped her career but never married her. Dandridge's private relationships were often kept from the public to protect her image in an era of racial prejudice and Hollywood's strict moral codes. Her secret loves reflected the personal sacrifices she made for fame and the loneliness behind her dazzling smile. These hidden romances reveal a woman yearning for love and acceptance in a challenging world. 5. Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke, the legendary soul singer and songwriter, was known for his smooth voice and crossover appeal. But his personal life held secrets. Cooke was married twice, but during his rise to fame, he maintained a discreet relationship with Barbara Campbell, who later became his third wife. Their romance was kept private amid Cooke's demanding career and public expectations. Cooke's ability to balance his personal desires with his professional life was a testament to his complexity. His secret romances were often overshadowed by his public image as a pioneering artist and civil rights figure. Tragically, Cooke's life was cut short in 1964, leaving many aspects of his personal life, including his intimate relationships, partially veiled in mystery. 4. David Ruffin, The Temptations. David Ruffin, the soulful lead singer of The Temptations, was known for his powerful voice and turbulent personal life. Behind the scenes, Ruffin had several secret relationships, including a long-term romance with singer Gail Martin, daughter of entertainer Dean Martin. Their relationship was kept private due to Ruffin's erratic behavior and struggles with addiction. Ruffin's personal demons often clashed with his professional success, leading to conflicts within the Temptations and eventual dismissal from the group. Despite his troubles, Ruffin's romantic life was marked by genuine affection and complexity. His secret loves were intertwined with his battles, reflecting a man torn between fame, love, and self-destruction. Ruffin's story remains a poignant chapter in Motown history. 3. Florence Ballard, The Supremes. Florence Ballard, a founding member of the Supremes, faced a heartbreaking fall from grace, marked by personal struggles and secret romances. As Diana Ross rose to stardom, Ballard's relationship with the group and Motown soured, leading to her dismissal in 1967. Behind the scenes, Ballard battled depression and alcoholism, which affected her career and personal life. She had a discreet relationship with singer and actor Nicholas Ashford, though it was never publicized. Ballard's private life was overshadowed by professional betrayal and personal pain. Despite her struggles, she remained close to friends who supported her quietly. Her story is one of hidden love and loss, reflecting the harsh realities behind Motown's glamorous facade. 2. Rick James. Rick James, the flamboyant funk legend, was notorious for his wild lifestyle and numerous secret affairs. Despite his public persona as a party king, James maintained several private relationships that were kept from the limelight. His complicated love life included long-term partners and brief romances, often intertwined with his struggles with addiction and legal issues. James fathered several children and was known to keep some relationships hidden to protect his image or due to the chaotic nature of his life. His secret affairs added to the mystique of a man who lived on the edge, blending musical genius with personal turmoil. Rick James's private romances reveal the complexity behind his larger-than-life persona. 1. Nina Simone. Nina Simone, the iconic singer and civil rights activist, had a personal life filled with secret loves and complex relationships. Though married twice, Simone's romantic life extended beyond public knowledge, including discreet affairs with both men and women. Her passionate and sometimes tumultuous relationships were often kept private due to the social climate and her intense public activism. Simone's love life was complicated by her struggles with mental health and the pressures of fame. Despite these challenges, her private romances were a source of strength and vulnerability. Nina Simone's hidden loves reflect the depth of a woman who defied conventions both on and off stage, living a life as rich and complicated as her music. Before you go, did any of these surprise you? Let us know which secret shocked you the most in the comments below. And if you love uncovering the hidden stories behind the stars, make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and don't forget to tap that bell icon so you never miss a moment of the drama behind the fame. Thanks for watching.